Welcome back. Who's ready for a St. Patrick's Day? This New Englander with a whole lot of Irish in her blood is absolutely ready for it. I've made my corned beef, so I'm going to be having some corned beef hash, and I will probably have more corned beef. A traditional New England dinner is always a good choice. So I've got that ready to go, and then, a good Irish car bomb cupcake, or maybe a soap that is inspired by a little cinnamon Irish cream, a little Irish cupcake, something like that. Why don't we jump in, see how I make these, because you loved when I made the first cupcakes. I thought when I smelled this fragrance oil, it was fantastic. It smelled like dessert, and it just seemed like the perfect soap fragrance to turn into a cupcake. Let's go make this, and then we'll come back here and look at the crazy color morphing that happened this time around. All right, like any good Irish woman, I need to make something St. Patrick's inspired this month. So I am going to make some cupcakes. I'll just add that all in. It's all good. And these, I am using a scent that, is very Irish. This is Andy and the Money that I'm using right now in what is going to be the frosting for these cupcakes. The base is going to be scented with cinnamon Irish cream. I figured let's make some sort of like an Irish car bomb. So the frosting is going to be green, and the base is going to be brown because that fragrance discolors. We're not going to fragrance the top. Let's blend up this mica powder in here just so that it's all incorporated first. Whoa, look at that color. Oh my goodness, love that. Now let's add the lye. And I'm starting with the frosting first because I wanted to start to set up quite a bit. And it takes a little bit of while. It's better here in New England in the winter. Things set up a lot faster. Even still though, I would like this to set up a little bit. So I'm going to add my lye water and let's blend this up. All right, this is coming together nicely. I like the way this is looking. All right. Tap that off a little bit, and now I'm going to grab my rag, wipe down the shaft of this because I'm going to need it again for my base oils for these cupcakes because you guys are loving these cupcakes. And Irish car bomb cupcakes, if you haven't had them, highly recommend. I had a friend make them for me at a quilting retreat once, and they were delicious. All right, this is not going to be this olive when it cures. You guys, if you're new to this, greens do funky things in soap. So let's set this off to the side. I like to plug this in between as much as I can so it stays nice and charged. And what I'm going to do is I kind of pre-mix my oils, and I've got plastic wrap over this one. This will be the base. I even do that for some of my others. So like this will be ready. Here's another container ready for the next batch. It's easier to get them all out. I'm gonna get these oils ready. So I gotta melt down. This is my coconut oil and my sustainable palm oil. Melt this down, add in my olive oil, castor oil, and sweet almond oil, and I'll meet you right back here to blend this up. Okay, I'm back, and I figured I would show you, I haven't in a while, how I'm going to measure out all my oils. This is my coconut oil and sustainable palm oil. And let's turn the scale, that's the word I'm looking for, the scale on. And let's add in our olive oil here. And then we're going to add in our sweet almond oil and our castor oil. Measuring this out carefully. Getting there, getting there, getting there. There we go. Okay, so we've got our olive oil in. And one of the things I like to do is I really like to label. You can see castor here. zero that out because I have accidentally used the wrong oil and ruined a batch. So I like to be a little bit careful. So we've got our castor oil. This is going to make some really nice big bubbles here. And then we've got to get our sweet almond oil. And then we'll be able to whip things up. I think I'm going to add some kaolin clay to the bottom here. All right, there we go. Excellent. When I do my kaolin clay, I like to add it now and then blend it up before adding the lime water. Some people add it to the fragrance. And actually, I'm going to add my fragrance. So that's just a tablespoon scoop right there. And I do need to measure out my fragrance, which I'm going to do right in this batch because we are going to be just using this one fragrance and giving it a pour. This fragrance smells so good. Now, it's really important to use an appropriate skin-safe fragrance oil when using cinnamon because it's really not great for your skin. I'm gonna add a little bit of cappuccino mica in here. It's one of my favorite browns on top of the gingerbread brown from Wholesale Supply Plus. And this fragrance is going to discolor. That's just gonna give it that really strong chocolate color and make sure that it's consistent. So let's blend this up right now. Okay, I like that. And again, this green that you can see here is going to change quite a bit. When it is cured, it's going to be a lot brighter and not as olivey. But even still, these colors look really nice together. And this is going to lighten up too until the colors come together. So let's add our lye water right now. And let's blend this up so we can pour it into our cupcake liner molds. Lye water in. Here we go. Well, then that just go from being dark chocolate to milk chocolate right now. Okay, easy enough. All right, there we go. That's all we need. I am going to wipe this down quickly before anything to make cleanup easier. And let me grab my cupcake liner molds. In the meantime, though, I can kind of scrape this off. Use the same spatula in here. And let's get these cupcake liner molds. Oh, these are just going to be so fun. All right. Scoot that off to the side. Let's get our molds here. And how many do I have? I think I have like 24 or something like that. I probably won't need them all, but I'd rather have more than not enough. So let's just start pouring. And this is actually my first time using this container for this, and I'm realizing I'm not loving how it pours. But we'll make it work. Okay. This fragrance oil is working very nicely. It smells lovely. Okay. Yep, this oil blend is looking and acting pretty good. Pouring nice. And I don't like this big spout to pour. It's working. I don't love it, but we'll make do. So let's see how many we can get. I usually get between 18 and 20 out of one of these batches. It just depends on how I pour most of the time. But it's pouring nice so far. I'm happy with that. This will give us, what, 12 right now. We're thickening up a little bit. I am getting that kind of cinnamon scent to it with like, yeah, this Irish cream. It smells like a cocktail. It really does, and I'm not complaining about that one bit. All right. Ooh. It smells like dessert in here. You know, this could be a good way to satisfy a craving and not actually eat dessert. But that doesn't sound as fun. All right, we've got 18. I need to turn this now to me at this point. Turn this around and let's start scraping this container. We can definitely get one more, maybe two out of this. Let's see what we can get. No, we're not getting two out of this, that's for certain. But we will get a very nice full one right here. I do leave the extra cupcake liners here in case I have extra frosting, which, whoa, that was almost bad. I almost just lost the bowl into the entire cupcakes. So let's get that in. Because if I have extra frosting, then I just put it in these molds and they become little samples. I was actually thinking of packaging up little samples of frosting dollops in sets of like, I don't know, 5, 6, 10 to be little guest or travel soaps. What do you guys think about that idea? Would you like something like that? Not that any of us are really traveling a ton right now, but you know, when we're able to. Okay, so those are looking good. I'm gonna set these off to the side. Our frosting here definitely still needs some time to set up. It's not ready, and this is why I like to make the frosting first. So we're gonna let this keep setting up so it's a pipeable consistency. I've got my piping bag all set up, and I have a fun little tip here. Can I see what it is right now? I don't know what tip this is. Let me unscrew that. This is an Atico 826. That's what I'm gonna use. And then stick around to see how this looks when I pipe it, and also what I'm gonna put on top, because we got something fun. So let's let these set up, and I'll meet you back here to frost this really soon. Okay, I think we're reaching the point where I can start to pipe. Let's give this a test and see what it's like. We'll definitely have to do a couple, 1 or 2 refills here. Let's get a bunch in. And I have the bottom twisted so that it doesn't come out. Let's see, how we doing? I can get a little bit more in. Okay. Let's see how this is. I always like to start by testing it in. Yeah, that seems like it's holding. So, yeah, I'm gonna move this over to the side a little bit. And let's give this a nice swirl. I love this piping tip. I think this one's my favorite so far. All right, and you're definitely gonna have to stick around to see how this color changes, because it is so dark and olivey compared to that brown. And that brown is gonna darken, and this is going to be a lot less olive and a lot prettier. Yeah. Otherwise you'd be like, what on earth are you thinking? I think I can get one more in. There we go. Okay, so we've got 8 done. I'm just gonna turn that, and let's fill this up again. I'm gonna just use, here's what I'm gonna do. Use one of those for the tip, angle it a little bit, and now let's open this up and let's refill. Get in there. Let's really get lots of good frosting in. All I have been smelling is this like cinnamon, vanilla, creamy, Irish cream inspired scent right now, and it just smells incredible. Like, yeah, this smells fantastic. I think you're really gonna like it. I really like it. And I honestly don't even like Irish cream flavored stuff necessarily. I tend to prefer, if I'm going Irish and this kind of stuff, I tend to go corned beef hash all the way. That is literally my favorite breakfast food of all time. I don't necessarily think about savory, I mean sweet, when I do Irish for St. Patrick's Day. But I am all about that corned beef hash. I will make corned beef, I'll make a traditional New England boiled corned beef dinner, and then I will turn it into my own corned beef hash. And maybe I'll make that soon for you so you can see what I do. But I do things a little different with my corned beef hash in that I add carrots to it. And it is just so good. Okay. Gotta say, I think I'm getting better with my piping these days. Whoop. Let me just do a little dollop there. Am I gonna have enough for all of these? Fortunately, these have a little bit more of the actual batter, so we'll be good. Okay, we're doing good. We'll kind of top off these last ones. Excellent. We will put this in the sink. All right, and we'll bring this over here so you can see what we're gonna put on top. Super duper excited about this. I got these really fun green and white and silver sprinkles here. So I've got a half tablespoon, I think that's what this is. Half tablespoon scoop. So we're just gonna use that to kind of get this all over. There's some bigger chunks in here which we're gonna have to pat in. Really get some good stuff going. I will say the frosting took a while to set up, probably a solid 45 minutes or so. Which is like, come on, hurry up, I'm impatient. And that is why I do it first. Okay. Question is, do I want to do any sort of sparkles with this? And I'm leaning towards no. I think I'm just gonna do this like green and white and amazingness all over. You know, just because. And yes, I know I need to do this back layer here, but like, they needed more. Okay. Ooh, yes. And what I've learned is overdo it because a lot is going to fall off when we package it. And you just want to kind of really go to town here. And also, who doesn't love cupcakes with lots and lots of sprinkles? So that's what we're doing. All right, so now what I do is I'm taking some of these bigger balls and I'm just gonna kind of tap them in a little bit. Really push them in. Make sure that they stay as much as possible. And then we're gonna spritz this with a little bit of rubbing alcohol to try and avoid some soda ash. I mean, let's see. Okay. I would love to know in the comments down below if you have a favorite St. Patrick's beverage, food. Are you a Guinness person? Are you like me and do you absolutely love corned beef hash? something else, let me know down below, because, you know, we got to bond over that. Some of these need just a touch more. Okay. All right. I went through almost that entire bag. So, all right, well, let's spritz this with a little bit of rubbing alcohol, and then there's really nothing to cut, so I will check in with you in a few weeks to show you the color transformation with this. Yeah, this smells good enough to eat. It looks good enough to eat. Look at that color morphing. You can see it was like that olivey, nasty green. I shouldn't say nasty. It did not look edible. We'll put it that way. But the brown you can see is darkened into a really chocolatey, because it has so much of that vanilla in it and that cinnamon scent. And this green just looks really, really nice. You can kind of see a little bit, like a little bit right in here that still needs to cure. This is about 2.5 weeks out as I film this. This will cure for a little bit longer. So you might get a little bit more of darkening, because like on the bottom, you can see it needs to cure a little bit more and the color is going to change. But it's just got that really nice St. Patrick's Day feel to it. I'm excited about this. The cinnamon comes off strong in the beginning, and then I get that vanilla, that creaminess, that Irish, cocktail kind of thing that comes through. It's really important though that if you look at that sun coming down on my face. It's like, yes, we need all of this. Here we go, coming down on the cupcake right there. Yep. Did not plan that at all. Anyway, this smells so good. I get the cinnamon. What I was originally gonna say was that you really wanna make sure you have a fragrance oil if you're gonna have anything with cinnamon that is skin safe, because you don't want to put cinnamon in your soap, and you don't want to do anything because it's going to really irritate your skin. It's going to burn it in a way. So going this route with the skin safe fragrance oil is going to be your best bet to get that really nice scent. Yeah, I'm in love with this. I hope you guys do too. I hope you have a fantastic St. Patrick's Day. But until next time, have a great day. Create something beautiful. I will see you real soon.